And now, from an obscure studio in southern Genesee County, Michigan, your award-winning investigative reporter and host of the Morning Gazette radio show, Mike Kilbreth.
Everybody out there in radio land and Facebook land and TV land, if you're watching on your big screen TV via our website at thedailygazette.net. This is the Morning Gazette radio show for this Monday morning, the 2nd day of August, 2021. I am Mike Kilbreth on a crusade to serve as a watchdog over your tax dollars and also on a crusade to spread a little Metro Flint pride as president of the Flint Area Chamber of Commerce, in addition to serving as the executive editor at thedailygazette.net and hosting this radio show. And the big news in the city of Flint, and a lot of talk around the entire Metro Flint area, a hot campaign for 6 contested seats on the Flint City Council. Election day is tomorrow. In the 1st Ward and in the 9th Ward, Eric Mays and Eva Worthing, they have no challengers on the ballot. They do have write-in candidates who will be challenging them in November in the general election. Jerry Winfrey Carter and Joe Schapaldi are the only 2 candidates in the 5th Ward. So those 3 wards have no contested race. They're not on the ballot tomorrow for City of Flint voters. The candidates that are lining up, we have all of their podcasts of debates for the 6 debates, actually 5 debates. We didn't have a 3rd Ward debate. We've already given you our endorsements in the 3rd Ward, the 7th Ward, and the 4th Ward. We're going to do the other 3 races today, the 8th Ward, the 6th Ward, and the 2nd Ward. We're going to make you wait just a little bit for that. We have some big breaking news. The dailygazette.net reported on Saturday a big story where Alan Griggs was, a little confused. He thought he was endorsed by the Greater Flint AFL-CIO, and didn't happen. And that's a big headline over the weekend. People talking about it. We received dozens of texts after the candidates cried foul when he not only said so on the radio at the end of the debate about the endorsement, but he and his wife both posting all over social media, proud of their endorsement for the Greater Flint AFL-CIO, which didn't happen. It was also in their bio to the Flint branch of the NAACP before their forum, which he didn't participate in. And he turned in a bio which wasn't read at the forum. But we're going to get into all that. And we have another big breaking news story that will be up on our website shortly. We're going to give it to you first. We're going to make you wait until after the commercial messages here. This morning's show is co-sponsored by Leo's Coney Island and the Flint Area Chamber of Commerce. And we'll be back with our opening segment here on a big breaking news story. One you didn't read it anywhere else. You haven't heard it broadcast anywhere else. As usual, you get it first from us right here at the Morning Gazette radio show. Stay tuned. I'm Mike Kilbreth. This is the Morning Gazette radio show.
Hang on. Another morning jolt is coming after Mike takes his blood pressure meds.
This is CCN Radio.
For great food and friendly service, it's Leo's Coney Island. It's never too late for breakfast or too early for lunch. We're open 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. Enjoy our full family menu of delicious Greek and American favorites. From soups, salads, pitas and wraps, to conies, burgers, fries, and our famous Greek specialties, chicken kebabs and Greek salads. Leo's Coney Island.
I'm Mike Kilruth. There are 67 Leo's locations around Michigan, a half dozen in the Metro Flint area. My favorite is on Miller Road in Flint Township. Stop by and have two conies today, your choice of Flint style or Detroit style. The Miller Road location is newly remodeled, and the same owners there have opened a brand new restaurant out in Clio. It's fast, friendly service, and people, well, they just can't get enough of Leo's.
What's the best decision you can make for your business?
Your membership in the Flint Area Chamber of Commerce is the best investment that your small business can make.
Hi, I'm Ryan Ishu with Remax Real Estate Team, and Flint's future is looking so bright, I have to wear shades.
Visit us online, flintareachamber.org.
Your membership helps us develop a strong, united voice for the business community.
Building a better Flint and Genesee County.
Back to Mike with more politics, sports, and lively conversation on local topics with whatever else is shaking in Genesee County. It's the Morning Gazette radio show with Mike Kilbreth.
Back here on the Morning Gazette radio show. I am Mike Kilbreth, and the big story we're talking about out at Potter School in the campaign, Michael Doan trying to do some good, and we have video out on the scene.
We have Kate Fields, the current council person, finally came out to the ward to do some checking about a permit. She don't get nobody on no blight, no nothing. No, nothing. Hey, it's a person over there by Franklin. It's a person over there by Franklin. Did you see that yard coming around their house?
Michael,
the blight.
No,
I'm asking. Did you see that? I'm asking a question. Did you see it, Kate? No? I guess not. Have a good day, Kate. Thank you for showing up to the event. You guys, that was just Kate Fields. She came to the event. She mad that we having an event. And she wasn't invited.
So that video, it doesn't do it justice if you're listening to the radio stream on the radio. But if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, you really can look at the nasty disposition of Kate Fields, our city council president. And I have with us, joining us, Michael Doan, the candidate, one of two candidates challenging Kate Fields. And during the debate, as we set it up last week, we endorsed both Michael Doan and Judy Priestley to move on to the general election. And good riddance to Kate Fields. I'll tell you, her tenure as city council president, this city council has been absolutely horrible. And as far as I'm concerned, my opinion, she's just a horrible person. And when you hear the tale that Michael Doan is going to tell you of what happened at Potter School on Saturday, it's unbelievable. Michael Doan, it's our understanding you were doing an event for kids mainly and families, trying to get something good for the neighborhood there at Potter School. You had bounce houses, free food, and Kate Fields wanted to rain on your parade and saying you didn't have a permit and you had no business being in the park, giving away free food and having a bounce house for kids. Tell us exactly what Kate Fields did and how she approached you.
Yeah, so it all started with us trying to actually finish cleaning up the park. We actually, like I was, telling a couple other people how the incident went down, because people were calling and showing up from everywhere because they didn't understand why she had pulled down on my event. They didn't understand why she was coming down on me directly, even, shoving her phone in my face. And so, like I said, for a minute, I kind of feel like she was stalking me because I live over there on that side. Not saying that we're all not the same community, because we are. The east side is the east side, but from actually where, you stay, and even if you're out campaigning, I've seen, and this usually don't happen. I usually don't bump into no opponent that I'm going with in the race. So, I bumped into Kate Fields a couple of times out in the field, but usually people play dirty or pull up on somebody like, what you doing over here? Or, stay away from this side or anything like that. I don't say nothing to any of my opponents because I feel like it's unprofessional. I deem it's unprofessional in my book. And so people say that's politics.
Here. You and your family members were out cleaning up Potter School, and neighbors were coming and helping. And Kate Fields pulls up, and what did she do when she got out of her car?
So, like I said, she was shoving her phone in my face. She came up and said, "You don't have a permit to be here. You don't have a insurance for the bounce houses." And so, we wasn't even sure that we were going to get the bounce houses at first, because everybody's doing back to school events. Everybody's getting ready for back to school with the kids. People was putting on a number of events, block hood party events. I saw a couple cleanup events that ordered some bounce houses for the kids in the neighborhood. Also, people was doing still their open houses. So we wasn't even sure we were going to be able to get the equipment. The main goal was just trying to make sure we did our part in cleaning up Potter Elementary. And so with that, we said, hey, let's do like a meet and greet. Let people come over here and actually ask a question. Let them get whatever they want out and ask me up front, face to face. That's what people want. That's what, people want you to have that integrity. People want to be you to be reachable and accessible to them. So that's what I did. And so with that, we put on a little free barbecue, hot dogs and burgers. Had a couple bounce houses out there for the kids. And so she just really tried to come and rain on the parade, say we didn't have a permit from the city. We didn't have the proper insurance from the bounce houses. And she said that she actually checked it out. So how did you check out something for my event? I know you probably had the power to check out the permit part from the city, but you didn't have no way to check out actual insurance for a bounce house, because like I said, it wasn't even sure I was going to get it until the last minute where Valley 10 called me back and said everything was going to be available. So I don't know. I don't know.
I heard about this, Michael. I got several texts, and I can't believe it.
I got several texts. I got several calls. People called me. My family was there. My grandmama was just down the street. She was actually picking up some ice and stuff for the cooler, for we could have some cold drinks and stuff. And so she was actually mad that Kate Fields came and she missed it, because her and Kate Fields is around the same age. And she just wanted to tell, Kate Fields, just like she told her in 2017, even though he's still 26 and he's a kid to you, and he's, still a youth to you, still respect him, because, he's your opponent. This is business. This is the city business at that. And so you should be more respectful just out in general. And so even in the public, like, people think she just do that with Eric Mays, and because, that's on council and she got to be tough and rough and she got to hold her ground. But no, that's how Kate Field is to people that just challenging her individually. And so it just got to stop at some point. Even people, like I was saying, I went to a church and I was invited out by the first Flint church today off of Davidson. Nice crowd, big crowd out there. Talked to all of them. And they said they tried to reach Kate Fields a couple times just to talk about some things in the community. Never got a call back from her. Left calls at Flint City Hall, voicemails, never got a call back from her. And they, like you said, they know that she got the messages. She just not reaching out to her constituents. Don't got a care in the world about the people in this ward.
For our viewers and listeners, just to update a little bit, we ran a special edition of the Morning Gazette radio show with these debates on Saturday morning. Before the debate for the 4th Ward, we endorsed both Michael Doan and Judy Priestley, the two challengers to the incumbent Kate Fields, who was appointed in 2016 and beat Michael Doan in 2017. But her 4-year term on the city council has been a complete disaster. The council, they just don't get along. They argue about everything. And, I got to tell you this story about, I'll back up here. Eric Mays, she once told him to F off, using the actual word at a city council meeting as she was leaving the meeting. She often leaves early. She has the worst attendance record in the history of the Flint City Council over the last 4 years. She's nasty. before they went to the meetings on telephone, when they were still meeting at City Hall before the pandemic, she would often, when residents started to speak the public forum, she would get up and walk outside to smoke a cigarette. I mean, completely.
Now, Mike, you said that out of your own mouth. And I'm glad you said it, because I wanted to say it, but you said it out of your own mouth, so you noticed it too. And I just don't understand, with that type of record, how did she even become president? We have some people down at City Hall, and it's not just Kate Fields. We have some people on that council that it just need a new pressure and need a breather. You know, it need new minds to come in, and need new people that's coming in, looking at the material, looking at the work, learning the work. You know, I'm, like I said before, I might not be the most experienced person to come into the job, but I bet you I learn it quick, just like I do everything else. I bet you I study it quick. I take my constituents to the heart and listen to them, and I do the role as professional as I can. And I'm not going to bicker with anybody. I'm going to do the job how it should be done. So Kate Fields,
if you're just tuning in, our guest is Michael Doan, talking about the Saturday event at Potter School when Kate Fields, I'm going to call her the Wicked Witch of the East, running over on the east side to protect her seat, doesn't even want to debate. She didn't respond to phone calls, texts, emails, messages.
Like I said, Mike, like I said, I heard that from a lot of people in this community. That is her MO. Do you know what an MO is? That's what she keep doing over and over. That's her. That's her MO. But she came out there to ruin a kids event. She don't even care about your kids in this community. She don't care about the youth in Flint. She don't care if we get the skill trade back. She don't care if jobs come back to Flint. She don't care if we get out of the stage of people always wanting to rent homes or rent an apartment and get into actually economic development and creating home ownership. She don't want to do none of that for Flint. She don't want that.
Like I said, I think the appropriate title is the Wicked Witch of the East. That's my opinion. You know, before the debate between Michael Doan and Judy Priestley, we endorsed both of these individuals. We actually played a few clips about her responding to allegations of public corruption at the 2017 debate. So we had her own words explaining. So we were fair to her, even though I'm not fair in my opinion. I just don't think she has the temperament to be a city council person. To chair meetings, she doesn't have a grasp of Robert's Rules of Order. She just doesn't know how to chair a meeting. It's unbelievable, the chaos that we've had on Flint City Council. It's embarrassing for everyone in this county, in the Metro Flint area, to have the city of Flint, the city council, acting as they do, fighting in public, profanity. It boggles my mind that someone hasn't done something and taken steps to remove her from office. I know there were a couple recall attempts against her. Michael, I believe you even filed one recall attempt during her term the past 4 years. I don't know how she survived a whole 4 years without being removed.
You know what? The recalls, I just want to put it out there. The recalls work in some favors, and sometimes the recalls don't work. We have literally, it's Monday. Is it over 12? I've been working so long, and I haven't even followed the clock. I'm still up. Like I told Mike, I'm going to be up for the next 48 hours. I'm going to be up until after August 3rd. We're going to win this. And we need everybody to come out August 3rd. That's Tuesday. I just looked it up. The polls are going to be open from 7 in the morning to 8 p.m. at night. They're going to let you in and vote if you get in line by 8 p.m. If you're in line by 8 p.m., your vote counts. Your voice matters. Get out there. Let it be heard. It's important that we do what's possible, do what is possible for every ward first through ninth. And so even though we're not going to have every ward on this primary ballot, everybody will be on the general. So just start thinking about it now, because the general, counting from right now, is only 90 days away. That's not a long time. You know, we got to worry about the primaries, and we got to go to November. We need everybody to get out and vote. It's important.
Well, Michael Doan, I want to ask you right now, and I want a commitment, because I think Kate Fields should be removed from office. Win or lose, I hope that you and Judy Priestley get on the ballot. In all reality, as an incumbent, she has a big advantage. She may be on the ballot with either you or Judy Priestley. If Judy Priestley is that candidate, will you make a commitment right now that you will work to support and endorse Judy Priestley in her race in the general election if she's the candidate?
Yeah, just like I was telling First Flint Church, even after this election, we still got to be able to keep our partnerships in this community. I want to say partnerships are rare to come by because a lot of people don't like working with each other. A lot of people can't. We see that with our own city council. But we got to put that aside. We got to do it, for the city, the good of the city. We got to do it, take that good out of our heart and actually, put it towards something and really do something. So, I'm willing to get behind anybody that's going to do right by the city of Flint. If you can't do right, then you don't have my support. I'm telling you just like that.
Well, we've never done this before. And for full disclosure, we're actually talking to Michael last night. You're watching this morning here on Monday morning, but we talked to Michael at midnight last night. I sent a text because I wanted to find out if this really happened. And I've checked out a bunch of texts from people. And, I've never done this before. We hand out our bushel of rotten apples pretty regularly on the Morning Gazette radio show. Never in the 10 years that we've done this program have we given the same individual a bushel of rotten apples 2 shows in a row. But Saturday morning, we gave Kate Fields a bushel of rotten apples for avoiding a debate with the 2 challengers. I'll tell you, talk about a deserving bushel of rotten apples. Our bushel of rotten apples this morning for the 2nd show in a row, going out to the lady I've now nicknamed the Wicked Witch of the East. It's absolutely evil, in my opinion, trying to shut down an event at Potter School for kids and giving away free food for their families. I just don't get how anybody can do something like that. Politics aside,
you know what I would have did if it was her event? You know what I would have did if it was her event? Asked for a hairnet and some gloves so I can help out and meet the people too. It's a public park. I can't stop you then. But when you just got a hatred in your heart for anything that's right for the city, then there's something wrong with you. You got to think about that. When you hate doing anything right for the city of Flint, and I mean youth, anything, getting the budget passed, stop tabling things that need to be passed, stop putting your vote to the things that that don't matter. You really got to be a hated person, a hatred person. And so, I feel that for Kate. I've even tried to have positive conversation with her. I want y'all to go check out the videos on my page. Like I said, we began with a cleanup. She didn't come for that part. She was out circling the block. Like I said, I got a video on there showing that she was just circling and watching.
Michael Doan, we played a little clip before this interview. You are welcome to post those videos on our Facebook page. We have 5,000 friends and another 700 on the waiting list to be friends with the Morning Gazette radio show. You post it. We don't usually let politicians, especially late in the campaign, post on my page. I just don't allow it. But I'm going to allow it this time because I just don't understand how anyone can act like that. Our bushel of rotten apples going out to the Wicked Witch of the East, Kate Fields, the city council president. Kate, this song is dedicated to you.
Well, I don't know what you're thinking, and I don't really give a damn. Since I found you're the reigning queen of the one-night stand, I already packed your suitcase. There's a taxi waiting for you too. I might be a lot of things, but I ain't your fool. And I ain't gonna cry. You're just a rotten apple in my eye. I hope I'm giving back the only thing you ever gave to me. Misery.
There you have it, causing us nothing but misery. Our bushel of rotten apples this morning going to the city council president, Kate Fields, who I hope is gone after Tuesday. I hope that Michael Doan and Judy Priest here on the ballot, that they will move on to the general election in November. And Kate Fields will go wherever the Wicked Witch of the East needs to go after this election. I hope she loses in the primary. My guess is she will make it through the primary as an incumbent, and either Michael Doan or Judy Priestley will move on to face her in the general election. All of our endorsements are coming up after these commercial messages. We're going to give Michael Doan the last word here before we go to a break. Michael, Kate Fields, if she would have come up to you and said, hey, can I put on a hairnet and cook hot dogs for all the people coming in so I can meet people too, what would you have said?
I would have said yes, honestly, because if we would have did the show that everybody would have participated in the first, time we scheduled to do the debate for the fourth ward. I know Judy has some work issues, and that's understandable at the last minute, but if we all could have participated in that first time we agreed to all, well, I know Kate Fields never agreed, but if we would have all agreed on a Pacific time and got it all done, I was going to ask them both truly to come out there, because it was supposed to be like a meet the candidate thing. Ask all your questions there face to face. So I want my opponents to be there, because I don't want to seem like I'm trying to take all the people and they don't get a chance to vet them. It's all a vetting process. And that's what people really need to start thinking about. It ain't just about, oh, well, I like this person or I like what they doing. No, vet your person. And I've been getting that a lot with, people in my ward. They want to vet a person before they actually choose them. And I'm okay with that. I was talking to another guy just yesterday at the event, actually. And I want to say that the event did not turn out how we expected. We wanted hundreds of people there. It's okay. We got people that came in crowds with their family, with COVID and everything. People didn't stay long just because they didn't want everybody to be together at once. But it was a nice turnout. I wanted more and more people to come out. We got to keep doing it. We got to make it an annual thing. Like I said, I've talked to a couple churches. We're going to partner with them and get that going. But literally, we have to turn out for August 3rd. We have to get out and vote for the person that we vetted this whole time and we know to be true to their heart and going to turn the city around, no matter who it is.
Well, we'll be back after these commercial messages, and we have to take a little time out here. We've been teasing you a little bit in this opening segment, but we have all of our endorsements. Everyone knows in the 3rd ward, the 4th ward, and the 7th ward, we've already made them public, both on the radio and at the dailygazette.net. We're going to give you our other endorsements. We're not going to make you wait for those. We'll start with the other wards that we have our decisions in the 8th ward, in the 2nd ward, and in the 6th ward. And we're going to tell you which 2 candidates in each ward we think deserve to move on to the general election. We have all of the debates now Monday morning right after this show. They will be up on our campaign 2021 section at the dailygazette.net. If you go to the top right of the screen, if you're on a laptop or a PC, or on the left-hand side of your phone, there's a little button you click to get the menu. Click on campaign 2021. All of the podcasts of each debate is up on there, along with a link to our endorsement for each race. We want to try to help you be informed about the candidates. And like Michael Doan said, vetting them sometimes requires taking a little bit of time to listen to each debate.
They vet the president and they vet the vice president, don't they?
And get a feel for who these candidates are and what they have to say. We'll be back after I go get my blood pressure pills. I'm so mad at Kate Fields. I might have to get 2 doses this morning. This is the Morning Gazette
pulling up
Radio
out of
Show.
everywhere.
I'm Mike Kilbreath, and actually this commercial break is a break for the CCN News Break. There's one commercial in the CCN News Break, sponsored by the Flint Area Chamber of Commerce. We'll be back with our endorsements after on the other side of the CCN News Break.
Hang on, another morning jolt is coming after Mike takes his blood pressure meds.
This is CCN Radio.
It's time for the CCN News Update.
Here are the latest headlines at this hour from the CCN News Center. Our top story this morning, an incumbent Flint City Councilman under fire by opponents in his 8th Ward re-election campaign after Alan Griggs claimed an endorsement from the Greater Flint AFL-CIO. He did so on numerous posts on social media, as well as posts by his wife. He made the claim in a bio submitted to the Flint branch of the NAACP, and he stated it at the end of a debate with his opponents in the 8th Ward race on the Morning Gazette radio show. The endorsement never happened, according to Sam Muma, who is president of the Greater Flint AFL-CIO and president of Local 1600, that is the largest union that represents city employees.
This CCN Newsbreak is sponsored by the Flint Area Chamber of Commerce, the best investment your small business can make. Go to flintareachamber.org for information about membership.
What's the best decision you can make for your business?
Your membership in the Flint Area Chamber of Commerce is the best investment that your small business can make.
Hi, I'm Ryan Ishu with RE/MAX Real Estate Team, and Flint's future is looking so bright, I have to wear shades.
Visit us online, flintareachamber.org.
Your membership helps us develop a strong, united voice for the business community.
Building a better Flint and Genesee County.
Discoveries. They happen when we least expect them, in places we thought we knew. And discoveries have a way of teaching us a little more about ourselves along the way. Welcome to Flint and Genesee County, where up north meets down south. Home to Michigan's largest county park system and a vibrant culture. A place filled with discoveries we've yet to make, throughout acres of beautiful lakes, wetlands, and woods, and in the diverse city beyond. Where the uplifting melodies of gospel choirs fill the air. Where the work of renowned artists color the galleries and museums. Where the fresh fruits and vegetables at the downtown farmers market awaken our senses, and where the cultural center and planetarium broaden our view of the world. Let's spend a few days enjoying the wonders of Flint and Genesee County, where the joy of discovery is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
This is the CCN Newsbreak.
This is VOA News. Via remote, I'm Marissa Melton. A European migrant aid group said Sunday that rescue ships picked up more than 700 people trying to cross the Mediterranean Sea in makeshift vessels this weekend. The latest figures came as United Nations migration officials repeated their calls for a fairer mechanism to share the responsibility of caring for migrants, rather than leaving it all to the Mediterranean countries. SOS Méditerranée said its vessel, the Ocean Viking, had carried out 6 operations in international waters since Saturday. Libya remains one of the main departure points for tens of thousands of migrants hoping to attempt the dangerous Mediterranean crossing. Most of them try to reach the Italian coast, about 300 kilometers away. The Egyptian army said 8 soldiers have been killed in anti-terrorism operations. The armed forces released a statement saying most of the fighting took place in the northern Sinai, where militants loyal to the Islamic State group operate. 8 people have been confirmed dead as a result of more than 100 fires along Turkey's southern coast. On Sunday, firefighters backed by helicopters fought blazes that threatened some of the country's main tourist areas. Hot weather and dry winds in southern Europe have contributed to wildfires across the Mediterranean region, including in Sicily, Italy, and western Greece. From Washington, this is VOA News.
Turning to sports news, the Detroit Tigers got back on the winning track yesterday at Comerica Park in front of more than 17,000 fans, beating the Baltimore Orioles 6-2. Eric Haas led the way with a 2-run double. Jamer Candelaria had 2 hits, including an RBI single. Also RBI singles by Robbie Grossman and Akil Baddoo. Gregory Soto came on for another save with a 1-2-3 inning in the 9th. In pro boxing over the weekend, Linden's Joey Spencer moved his record to 13-0 on national TV on Fox Sports, and Andre Durrell of Flint won in his first fight after a 19-month layoff. At the Olympics in Tokyo, Grand Blanc's Grant Fisher, a 5th place finish at 10,000 meters. He goes tomorrow in the preliminaries for the 5,000 meters, which is his specialty. He was a college All-American at Stanford after being an all-state performer in cross-country and track at Grand Blanc High School. In men's basketball, Flint native JaVale McGee, a 12-year NBA veteran, scored 10 points off the bench as Team USA won big over the Czech Republic to reach the Elite Eight in the battle for the gold medal.
You've been listening to the CCN Newsbreak.